Hey guys, welcome back. Today you're going to receive a message because maybe you don't need to figure it all out right now, okay? Maybe you just need to breathe and trust that clarity will find you when it is meant to. You see, the mind loves certainty. It wants answers. It wants directions. But the universe doesn't speak in timelines. It speaks in timing. And maybe this moment, this video, found you because you were about to give up control. And that is exactly when everything starts to align. Okay, so there was a time where I thought that peace came from having everything figured out. Like the perfect plan, the perfect version of me, but life kept showing me exactly the opposite. And it is not the certainty that brings peace. It is the surrender. Because every time I tried to control the outcome, I disconnected from the intelligence that already knew the way. And that is when I learned something simple but super powerful. And that is, you don't have to understand the path to be guided by it. That means that you have to have faith along your path. And when I talk about faith, I don't talk about blind belief. I mean that it is really trusting the intelligence that lives in everything. And that is why I love to spend time in nature, because it reflects the truth of everything. Because it is exactly the same intelligence that moves the oceans, that turns seasons, that wakes the sun every morning. That intelligence, my friend, is not outside of you. It moves through you. You are part of it. It is part of you. It is the way to your higher self, the way to your clarity, the way to your peace. It is true presence. So when things don't make sense, when you cannot see the next step, that is not failure. That is an invitation to really listen. Because hear me out, the more you chase clarity, the louder the noise gets. But when you sit in stillness, I promise that clarity becomes the only voice that is left, okay? So here's the thing. Most of us are not tired because we're done too much. We are tired because we've been fighting life. We've been trying to push what was not ready, trying to force what was already fading. We were trying to fix things that weren't meant to fix. So what if instead of trying to figure it all out, you just choose to trust that the universe, God, whatever resonates, already has figured it all out for you. That doesn't mean that you have, do nothing. It means that you're going to act from alignment and not from fear, not from anxiety. Because when you stop trying to control, life finally has space to guide you. I promise. People always ask me where this peace is coming from. And I feel really peaceful. And of course, sometimes I have moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to guide myself back to this presence of love. But let me tell you this. I have been in a period of my life where I was in fear, anxious the whole time. And I took that as my guidance back to love. So when people ask me that question, what I tell is one thing I accept in this life is that I don't have it all figured out. But I have learned how to stay centered in the middle of not knowing. And that is really what life taught me in my darkest days. And that was the way to God, to the universe, to the higher intelligence, to that deeper guidance is through you. And the same way back to yourself is through that intelligence, through God. It's not something outside of you. It is connected. So the way to God is through you, but the way to you is through God. So when I say I surrender, I don't mean I'm giving up. I mean that I let my life move through me. I trust that what's meant for me already knows how to find me. So if there is one thing I've learned, I try to force stuff. I try to get things into my reality, but it was not there for a really long time because it was simply not in alignment for me. Whenever you think you want to have a certain outcome or a certain reality, okay, it's good to have an intention, but instead of forcing and pushing, what if you just set the intention and really start to surrender and work through that energy you have? Because I really believe that that is your power. You can make life as hard as you want, but you can also learn and see it as an invitation to trust more. and to act more from alignment. There's a difference. So I set the intention, but I always ask only if this is for the highest good for all, for me and for all. Otherwise, I don't want it. So how do you connect back to faith, to the love you have? By connecting, by asking for guidance, by setting your intention. God, universe, this is my dream. This is what I would like. I just feel in my core that this is me expressing my most authentic self. But I leave it to you because I do know that you know better. I just want you to guide me towards my highest timeline, towards what is really in alignment for me. So maybe that is your message for today. Instead of trying to control, force, and you were like, I really want to give up. Don't give up. Have faith. Set the intention. And I promise you, while life is training you right now, in the midst of the storm, in whatever you're experiencing right now, to stay centered and grounded in love, in time, that will be your evidence when things will come in your life where it is really hard to trust and really hard to let go of control. You will have your evidence ready to trust from knowing instead of wanting to believe. And there's a difference in that. So maybe this is your reminder. You don't need to figure everything out right now. You just need to stay open. Breathe, stay really present, and let that clarity come when it is ready, because it always does. And one day you will look back and realize that every unanswered question, every unanswered prayer was actually leading you to the life that was waiting all along, to your highest timeline, to your highest truth, not only for you, but for all. So let go of the rush right now and just let life, let the higher intelligence show you, because it simply knows. Look around, look at nature. Everything has its own timing, everything. You're part of it. If you don't know how to trust, simply start saying one prayer every morning. Like, I find it really hard to trust. I feel that I really want to control what is happening. But today, just for today, I hand it back to you, God. Try to train yourself in this energy, because you will see by getting out of your own way that there was a plan all along, but you were just in the way. And that is the moment where you will know that it is really okay to surrender, and it is really okay not to know where you're heading to. As long as you have the intention, you will be good, okay? This morning, some things happened in my life, and the feeling I have was like, I just don't know. I don't know what life has for me. I don't know what my next step is. But how fast I guided myself back to that faith of, I just don't know, but I do know that you know, and guide me towards my highest timeline. Give me the wisdom to see what you have for me. Give me the clear eyes, clear perception to align towards my highest truth. And then I was immediately back to that feeling of trust, faith. And that was where I felt like I have to share this message, because this happens in life, but it's about how to rebalance, redirect yourself back to that loving presence that is always here. I'm really grateful for you being here, you showing up for your truth, because if there was one thing I believe in, that there is no one truth. I believe that the way to God and to yourself is to your truth. And my only intention is to mirror your truth back to you, because there's no point of copying everyone's truth, because you will only feel lost. And I think that happens a lot in this world right now. So be dedicated to finding your truth, to align to your highest good, to align to the loving presence, to the love around you. Yeah, it's really worth it. I hope I can guide you through that. So I hope my message resonated. Let me know in a comment if it does. Like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.